Howdy, everybody. We are live with the first new episode of Northwest Adventures, and we're talking first ice. You might recognize the silly-looking kid to my left. We've done a few shows together, so
One or two.
one or two. And then we got our good friend, Ryan Brown, right below us from
Hey
Brown's
guys, thanks for
Anchoring.
having me. Hey guys.
And yeah,
Head.
with all the first ice coming right now, I guess we've been out almost a month now, eh?
I've been out my first day I think was October 29th, maybe the 30th. Yeah, it's been a month pretty much already.
And I heard you're floating on plywood, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the first day. Just only in like 3 feet of water, so not nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Well, that early brook trout bite's always good in that 3 to 5 range, so it's usually a little safer than going out for those deeper rainbows for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, it's always fun to get them right at the very first ice. It's just insanity. Some days 30, 40 at a time. It's great.
Oh yeah.
30 or 40.
Yeah, some days, man, it's just wild up there, yeah. And there's not a lot of big ones, right? 16, 17 inches is good, but if you're catching that many, some days it's still fun. I don't care if they are only 10 and 12 inches. It's still great fun sight fishing them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sight fishing's amazing. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
that
the best.
it's just that first energy of ice fishing. It's just
Yeah,
nice to get
absolutely.
out. And
It is,
so
absolutely.
I
It
miss
was
the old days of just lying on your sheet of plywood and sitting there looking down the hole jigging, and now we're all pants, ice shack, fully insulated, hardcore.
Yeah, we're not as hard as we used to be. The heat is nice now the older I get. Yeah, I like it warm. I used to stay out in minus 30, but not no more.
You're like 32,
I'm 39 in next month, so I'm get creeping up there.
still in your 30s.
Yeah, one more year.
yeah, almost dead, but
Halfway.
But this year was awesome because we had barely any snow yet, so you could see them coming in
Yeah.
before they got to the hole. They'd just be running in. You could see the big fish and the smaller fish, so you'd just be anticipating till the HD view.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's super cool to see that. Yeah, that's good.
And like, there's a lot of safety tips for early ice. I know sometimes we kind of push it, but you should wait for that 3 to 4 inches and always make sure you got a spud wrench or a spud bar, because it differs so quickly out there. And what's some other things that people can bring with them?
I like ice picks for sure, man. I always have a big heavy duty rope. That helps if someone's with you. It really doesn't do a lot if you're alone, but yeah, it definitely helps if someone's with you. I just use an axe, not a spud bar. I kind of just know what my weight can handle. I almost kind of just let it fall with a little bit of force. I know if water doesn't come up, it can hold my weight, right? But I've just learned that over the years. It takes some time, but yeah, but definitely have your ice picks, and if you have floating stuff, that's always good. Floating bibs or whatever.
If
Or
you
maybe
are,
you're not cranking the heat and setting up your tent.
That's right, exactly.
yeah,
Grow
Yeah,
salmon out in the open.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
if you're not if you're by yourself, even bring that rope and just tie it to a tree.
Yes,
And just
absolutely.
put it around your waist offshore, just so you have
Yeah.
something to climb back on if you don't got pegs or something to spike your way back out of that cold
Yeah,
water.
that's right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Absolutely.
You guys are still daring. Here's how I early ice fish now, Mitch. If there's other people that are out on the ice that have been fishing and there's a large group of them, then it's safe for me to go out and fish.
Yeah.
I try to be the first every year. I can't wait. I love it. It's not even about being the first person. It's just I just love the ice fishing so much. I just got to get out there. I can't wait.
Well, I think for any of us that are watching the weather and are aware of, how these water bodies are forming ice, it's a lot easier, right? But you look here in High River where we just had a gentleman drown, not even a couple weeks ago. Pretty daring.
Yeah, it's not very good, right? It's terrible. And it happens just about every year. It's not good for sure.
Yeah.
No, ice safety is the number one for sure. Just if you don't know your limits, wait.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I feel a lot safer on first ice than last ice. Like if you're out on 3 or 4 inches of clear ice, especially if it's in the negatives, you're building ice as you're standing there. But that last ice when it could be 2 feet, but it's all just rotten. I don't mess around with the last ice. I'm more of a first ice kind of guy.
Yeah, well, and you guys are a bit further north, which is nice. I mean, you're having those colder temperatures, right? It's not like what we're getting down here in the south.
Yeah, you guys are super warm. It's just a really weird year, right? For sure, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the temperatures are just really high.
Yeah, this year is crazy. Like I got out on Sunday night and there was just puddles on the ice, but there's still 4 inches.
Yeah, exactly. It was like that. I was out today. There was just quite a bit of water on top of the ice. Yeah, for sure.
Have you seen Kit been slaying them brookies?
Yeah, he's been doing good for sure. Yeah, he's got some absolute beauties. Yep, definitely.
Early ice and brook trout just go hand in hand, I think.
Yeah, it does, man. It does.
Kit, even Adam, a lot of those guys that have been taking advantage of early ice it's really paying off, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah, it's good.
What's one arsenal in your guys' fishing early ice setups you like to use?
Ryan, show us. I know Ryan doesn't like sharing information.
I can't tell too much, but well, yeah, like little plastics. I mean, there's so many ones that are good, right? These little BAMs, like I have like little minnows like this. This stuff is great. I like little pintails. Basically, just the vibration of your holding it. You get that little bit of movement, right? You don't even really need to jig it hardly. It's just breathing. It's just going. And I just this year just started using all those tungsten ice flies, I call them. They're not really ice flies. You can use them anytime, but I've been having really good luck with these type of things, man. Like a lot of people look at it and say it's so small, right? Like they think you need something really big, but like I've caught 28-inch trout on that. Like normally, if you do keep a fish, you open them up. There's rarely fish inside. It's full of insects and bugs. But that's generally what they're eating, right? So you don't need to have a real big hook to catch them. But yeah, those ice flies, plastics, it's all good.
Ryan, you must sell a ton of those BAMs. I know they're really popular. I hear guys talking about them a lot.
Yeah, I do sell a lot of them. They're super hard to get, and the guy who makes them in Poland, he had some issues there a little while ago. I'm not sure what, but he wasn't making them in a while. But he did message me there 8 or 10 days ago and said he was going to have a batch of 200 or 300 ready for me. He only does them super small. Like he told me he paints these with a brush. Like I thought it was an airbrush. He says this, you can't really see it, but he says he does all this with a paintbrush, every one individually. So imagine how long it takes him to do that, right?
Yeah,
so it's just small batches.
That's a commitment to your trade right there.
Yeah, it is, man. The guy's he's a genius at painting and making them for sure.
I had my little box of jigs, but you think I can find it now? Nope.
Oh. They're gone.
No, I see it, but I'm not going for it.
Okay. No, you have to.
Yeah, we need to see it.
Supposed to go get your jigs.
No, man, it's professional Zoom meetings. I can't show my full attire.
I thought that was the whole. I thought that was one of our plans.
It was, but now I'm getting nervous, man. I don't know. I feel like performance anxiety. I wonder if I could with my chair.
Oh my God.
All right. Here's the truth of it. That's how I roll, man. I'm in the room with 2 steamy men. I got to wear boxers.
Kevin O'Leary does that, so it's all good. He's a billionaire maybe.
Oh, hot and heavy.
It's a good thing this isn't a comedy show because it might be too soon to make a comment about his family and boat safety. It's an ice fishing show. I got these from Steve Davis last year, and I can't wait to try these beasts. So
Yeah, anything with that hair. Or,
Yeah, Maribou's nice.
yeah, that marabou looks so good in the water. Looks amazing.
Yeah. And I got a bunch of Ryan stuff as well downstairs ready to go. I honestly have not looked at any of my ice fishing stuff yet this year.
No, I guess you really don't need to with your temperatures.
No. Yeah, so some nice stuff tied. My sausage fingers don't help the scenario, but
Yeah, no, for those first ice, I always like a small slender spoon, silver, and Dad's been tying these new little wiggle worms with that rubber, with
They're
the
super
rubber
good,
in
yeah.
it, so they
Those-
just twitch with a bead.
those things slay on the bow too. They're really popular down here.
Yeah, they're like a fancy San Juan worm, but they just got so much movement too.
Your dad's tying those?
Yeah, he's taking orders.
Good job, Wayne.
No, he isn't.
We always knew you were the talented one in the group.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, another thing I like for early ice, especially early ice, when those trout are so aggressive,
Oh yeah,
jaw jacker.
yeah,
So much oxygen still left in the water, and especially like fall spawners, brookies, browns, all of them are just going crazy. Tigers,
they are.
and that aggressive bite, jaw jacker comes in great. Like Adam Turnbull made a great video on it with a bunch of tips on the jaw jacker to check out.
Yeah, Adam's got a lot of cool things that he does with his that most people wouldn't even think about, which I thought is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
That earplug thing he does with the line, that's super smart. So it doesn't freeze in there with that little foam earplug. That's a great idea. I haven't had to do it yet, but it would definitely work amazing.
Yeah, it's super smart. What's the largest size rod you guys have used on the jaw jacker? Do you keep it pretty small?
I'm pretty
Literally
small. I'm like 32.
32, eh? Yeah.
32, 34, yeah. No, actually, no, not even 30. 32 would be the biggest probably I use, yeah.
yeah. I don't go much bigger.
I don't like long rods only for lake trout or bull trout or something like that, but rainbows and brookies, tigers, I don't like a 32-inch rod. Even 30 is my standard. I don't like the big 40, 38 inches for those type of fish personally.
Yeah. Yeah, even the 20. I think most of mine for that kind of stuff are 28s. Nice.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of those too.
You get the
Yeah.
good arch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they do.
It's not- most of those big rods are all handheld these days, anyways, just for usually when you're long lining it deep. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Can I use a jaw jacker on this year?
You can try. You can try. Yeah, that's good.
thicker in.
Oh, that could be a problem.
You might
I've
just
got one of those.
this. You're like, "Rrr."
That could be a problem for me because this is a right hand reeler. So yeah, maybe that's not going to work out too well.
No. Yeah.
What's your next fish to target, you guys? Like right now, trout's heavy just because the trout ponds, they're small. We get ice on them quick. Lots of them don't have a season that closes. Like in central Alberta, some of our lakes close till December 11th, I guess.
Yeah.
But what are you guys going to target next? I guess I always think early ice is trout. Then I almost burnt out by January.
Yeah, that's right.
In all honesty, I think this year I just want to focus on different stuff. Like I'm actually tempted to just focus on suckers for the first couple months. Just literally do something different. Like I have zero problem with trout. I think for us, I mean, the big thing is like tiger trout, you know, it's a 2 or 3 hour drive. So obviously if we're going to do that, then, you know, it's worth it for sure. But with that being said, at the same time too, decent sized tiger trout, I mean, is a little bit of a further drive.
Closed today.
What's that?
Central Alberta closed today, pretty much.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Today was the last day for that body of water, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
And you fished there, didn't you, Ryan? Did I see?
Yeah, I fished there a bunch. I was there a couple of times already. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Slayton was there too, was he not?
Oh yeah, he caught a beauty.
Yeah,
That last picture was ridiculous.
that's a really nice fish that he caught there. So I've never been. The one time I was going to go fish, and I ended up smoking a deer. So that pretty much ended that trip.
Yeah, it's a good lake, man. There's some good ones for sure. That one I got the other day was over 26 inches, just thick. It was beautiful. That was a rainbow, not a tiger. But I got a 19-inch tiger there earlier this year. That was the biggest tiger I've ever got. I was happy with that for sure. But yeah, it's a good little lake.
Yeah,
I think my next fish is going to be lake trout. That's what I'm into. The big lake, the big laker. Mid December, pretty much every year is when I go there. I went there last year and you told me to bring a boat, but I was on ice. I fished it. It was iffy. We fished it, and my buddy caught a 12-pounder that day, the only fish of the day. So it paid off for him. Out of my hole also. I'm still angry about that.
I would be too.
Oh yeah, just come in and just poach the hole and boom, hammers a 12-pounder. Really?
Yeah, as much as you want to love your fishing buddies, you gotta love to hate them.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I don't think once trout ends, I think it's heading south. Hopefully stuff freezes up there. Go chase the big walleye.
Yeah.
Are you going to be heading east again this year for big walleye? You going to go for some greenbacks?
We'll see. I don't know. I'm trying to plan some big trip, but I don't know exactly what I want to do. I might head north for big Lakers, but in the end, it'll just come down to my last minute decision, I guess, with work and everything. I kind of just wait for the last minute opportunity or someone that's like, hey, you want to do this? And I'm like, yep.
Yeah, I like that frame of thought. I've even thought maybe this year of just taking 3 or 4 days of flip a coin, choose my direction, and just wing it for, 2, 3, 4 days and just see what happens.
Yeah.
That's some of the best trips you have is when you do that. Not even playing, you just go and wing it. It's great.
It really is. I mean, even open water. I mean, Marcy and I've spent days where we'd leave town at noon and, go from Calgary to Drumheller to Newell and come home at 2 or 3 in the morning. And, sometimes those are the best trips. You just find stuff that you did not expect you'd find whatsoever, right?
It is for sure.
It beats asking questions on Facebook.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just hop in the truck and it's like, well, let's just go see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Then it's like, actually, the first time me and Aaron went ice fishing this year, we got there, it was windy, like crazy windy. And it's just like, well, we're here, we might as well try. Then as soon as we got on the ice, wind stopped. Beautiful afternoon. It was fun, awesome. But every little crack, Aaron's running from her hole back to shore. It was only like 10 feet, but
I really think that the biggest thing this year is going to be that, all things considered, I think that ice fishing is going to get hit hard by a lot of newcomers and stuff. And, really from an angling perspective, if we want to be able to get on some really decent fish, it's going to be a lot of extra work to kind of get out of the way from where some of these people that aren't as committed to really see that it produces right.
It is 100%.
Yeah, definitely. The pressure is going to be crazy. People are going to be everywhere, and people eventually your spot gets laced out. It always does. So you just got to keep moving. Like you're looking for the next best spot, and eventually people will find it. But that's what's fun about it. Just keep exploring.
Yep, you got to keep moving for sure. Keep finding a new spot, definitely.
What are you guys most looking forward to this winter for a species?
I said I wanted a 22-inch brook trout. I haven't got that yet, but I have a couple of trips planned for them that I could get that. And also, I'm still trying to catch a 40-inch pike. I've gotten around 10, 39, 39 and a half, but I've never broken the 40. So I seen there a couple of days ago, actually, somebody has some, he's putting some shacks on the big lake down south there this year. So I'm thinking maybe of booking that a couple of nights with my son and going down just to be comfort, stay right on the ice, and yeah, maybe trying to get one of those 40-inch
Uh,
pipe.
there haven't been a lot of rentals down there before, have there, Ryan? Not that I've seen of
Not,
any. So
no, not overnighters. I don't think. I don't know for any. I mean, maybe the locals do, but yeah, that I can't remember his name. I got a screenshot of it, but yeah, he's gonna have 2 or 3 shacks there apparently, and yeah, it'd be nice to go down there for sure. I have the whole tent set up with the plywood floor and I've got a nice setup for my big otter tent, but it's just a lot of work to do alone when it's just me and my 6-year-old. So if I could just walk turnkey in a nice hot shack, let's do that.
well, same reason why we like to have a hotel experience once in a while, right?
Exactly.
You just go up and that's what I love about going to adventure ice fishing is I can just show up and everything is done for me.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we go there a couple of times also. Me and my son went there a few times, and when we camped out on the lake a couple of times in my tent, and we always go right in Jared's town there and just set up in the middle. It's good to see them, good people, and nice to hang out with them.
It really is, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how hard. I know there's a lot of guys up there that are doing rentals and stuff now, so.
So many, yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't affect the industry as a whole, but I mean, it's about the experience, right? So that's important for sure.
Exactly. And they've been doing it longer than anybody pretty much for, I think, 12 or 13 years, 14 years or whatever now.
Yeah.
That's their business and their livelihood. They deserve to get the rentals over, Joe Blow who just whatever, right?
Hey man, Trina's gonna have the cook shack again this year. I'm
exactly.
Drive there just for Trina's cooking. You kidding me?
We ate there a couple of times. It was delicious. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
The difference is the hospitality. Crazy good people, and they take care of you. If you need anything, they'll make sure you get them.
They're practically family. I know how I treat my family, so I don't know about the hospitality portion of it, but yeah, okay, let's go with that.
Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah, for sure.
Do you guys have any trips? Anything fancy you're going to go on?
I don't know. Well, me and my friend were going to that Cold Lake Derby until it sold out there last night when I tried to book it. But I did talk to the lady and we're on the waiting list. Hopefully we get there. That'll be like a 2 or 3 day trip, I guess. And even if we're not in the Derby, I think we might go anyway just to go. And
there'll be a lot of people. So
yeah, it's going to be busy. We go way down the lake, kind of. I don't know. I've only been there twice, and it's pretty isolated where we go. I've never seen anyone there. Mind you, if there's 400 people, there's probably be somebody there. But I'm guessing most people probably stay kind of close to the marina and the park and whatnot. I'm assuming. I don't know.
They kind of scatter.
Yeah.
I see your question, Kit, and I'm not answering it.
No what?
Kit's been researching the participants list.
Oh, is he nice?
Yeah.
What was it?
What's that?
Oh, no, nothing.
Oh, no, nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about those Blue Jays?
The Blue Jays, yeah.
Those Blue Jays. Yeah.
We'll be following Kit around. We'll be ice drifting in his car in February. I'll be his anchor.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's actually, I know we were talking about this earlier, but it's kind of shocking they wouldn't open it up to more, participants. Yeah. I don't know if it's a governmental thing that they're only allowed to have so many, but
it definitely is, because when you apply for the license, it goes through the biologists and everything. Mm-hmm. And 400 people, that's a lot of people. Then that's not with the people that are coming up just to go fishing.
That's a lot of people.
Release. One weekend, that's a pounding.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Last year was a pretty tough go, wasn't it? Lots of guys didn't get nothing. It was a tough bite.
Yeah, we got rewarded last day.
Oh yeah,
the hot bite.
I would have to say that from the last 3 years of freezing my ass off up there and swearing up and down, I wouldn't do it this year. I guess 40 years of not standing true to my word. The one thing I will say that I've learned is that anything anyone tells you about fishing that spot or tips or tricks, you might as well just tell them to mind their own business, because you really have to, put in the time and figure it out for yourself. We can all sit here and watch hours and hours of YouTube. I know a few guys that have said, I'm going there, I'm going to win. Hey man, that's the right train of thought, but don't think that you're going to go up there and just expect it's one big community. We're all there to compete.
Yeah, no. it's cutthroat for sure.
Frustration, and I know Lee's not watching. We almost unfriended each other, but we're still buddies.
It's cutthroat up there for sure in those tournaments.
I think so long as we all beat the guy that was smack talking Lee over third place last year that ended up getting kicked out of the Derby, he probably doesn't watch, but he knows who he is. I'd love to see you get kicked out of it again this year, bud.
Yeah. That's right. That'd be good.
It's your show now, Mitch, so I can say whatever I want, right? That's
You can. It just falls on you. It doesn't fall on me. I'm neutral.
My friends list is long. My enemies list is not long enough. So
that's your opinions.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say.
That's a first.
You know what? Jaw jacker loops, though. My lighting's bad. There's a bunch. There's a bunch at the fishing hole right now. Calgary, you better get there, 'cause me and Dad bought them out a couple times already.
I don't buy the official ones. I actually, I've gotten a little bit particular. My jaw jacker loops, I buy mine from Brian Button. He makes them, and he makes them bulk. They're cheaper, better product, and they've actually performed really well for me the last few years. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you guys notice you lose more loops than you do break them or anything like that. But yeah, Brian's done an awesome job for all my stuff. I'm getting a little bit to be a bit of a stickler. I like to support the guys that are doing that themselves, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. I've used like 20, 25 pound monoline, just a loop, and it seems to work fine. Even I have one of my rods right now have that on there.
Yeah, Bill.
That's just the one I used today.
That's a cool idea, Bill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, for sure it is.
I use line too, but then I found some. So
yeah, if I find them, I'd probably get them as well.
Yeah, I guess the only thing for me is that some of that stuff, like, you really have to have the patience, and I'm such an impatient person. I'm the guy that would rather have 20 of an item ready to go versus trying to figure it out on the fly. I think that's going to even be the one thing I change this year, is that I'm going to make sure that I'm keeping my rods and reels set up for what they're targeted for. I've spent too many years changing stuff over, and I don't know how you find it, but man, there's nothing more frustrating than being on a body of water where one setup isn't working and you change that, not thinking about, I've got 5 or 6 other setups that I could have all of them set up ready to go.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think I bought enough reels now. I can just switch on the fly reels for different things. And I think we have enough rods.
You're still doing Isofun reels and stuff, right, Mitch?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Carbon X500.
Yeah.
So smooth. And I found a bunch of these lunker hunters. I couldn't find them last year. This is the medium light, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, so sensitive. The tip is just like,
oh, nice. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, you can feel anything. Like those rainbows on Sunday, just ripping the slender spoon, like on the flasher, I'm covering 10 feet of water. And for rainbows, I like to just keep ripping until you see a mark. Then you just go to that mark and then just switch and bring it up slowly so you can feel just that little bit of weight. Then just give them the business, right?
Yep.
And
You know what's crazy is I never seem to have luck on slender spoons. I know someone that uses them a lot. There's the doctor.
Yeah.
watched a lot of his videos and the slender spoons and stuff that he uses, but I've not had a lot of luck on slender spoons. I don't know what it is.
Whitefish in the summer, if you're ultralight fishing, just crazy. Put a weight on it, cast it out, get close, and just rip it like this. Whitefish, open water. Nuts. In the spring, just crazy. They're so aggressive, they just smash them.
Really, eh? Yeah, that's good to know.
I still never targeted open water whites this year, so that'll go on the list now for next year.
Yeah, you never came up.
I've never got one either. Never tried. No. I find those things so finicky in the wintertime. I'm like disgusted with them. Like I struggle with whitefish.
And in the spring, that's like as soon as the lake's open, we'll do pike in the morning, throw some big stuff, catch one big pike. Then once you catch that one big one, we'll just go fish the shelves. Sight fishing. Either slender spoons on your ultralight or small woolly buggers, like tiny woolly buggers, and just cast to them. And it's just crazy how much fun that is.
Are you guys upgrading electronics at all this winter?
Am I going to?
Yeah.
I'll just stick with my Vexler. I could maybe upgrade if someone wants to purchase it.
$5.
But no.
I'll take number 1, 7, and 11.
No waffle here. Actually, that might be a good idea.
It's not a horrible idea.
I deserve a new flasher.
But you know what? I've noticed with those, that's a Velixar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Those things are indestructible, man. I got buddies that use those. I've never owned one. But man, they're just phenomenal. They're super accurate too, which is nice.
They're great.
They're battle axes. They've been tried, tested, true for so many years. Like, that was one of the first sonar units ever. It might have been the first. Like, they've been around since day one.
I really want to try this one up here. I don't know if anyone's seen that. I picked that up this summer.
What is it? Hummingbird?
Go grab it. Go grab it for us. Oh my! Keep it PG-13.
Heathkit fish spotter, man. So I found this at an antique dealer in Rosebud when we were camping this summer, and I've been thinking a lot about this winter. Maybe just on a few trips, go back to basics and how they used to do it, man. So I found this thing. It still has the original battery.
It's super cool. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it still has the original manual, right? Look at the electronic components under this thing.
Yeah.
Battery price smells like it's leaking a bit, and it's very similar to that Velixar type setup.
It really is, yeah.
I think it would be really cool. So I'm going to try some of the old school methods this year.
I bet it still works.
Absolutely.
It sounds like you have to take it up north.
Yeah, this is a cold lake special, yeah.
I bet you it'll bring you just big fish.
The only thing is I don't see... No, I haven't read the instruction. Oh, it's right here, look. I'm looking for the... Watch me break it as I pull it out. Like, if that's not old school, still sealed. Now, the woman I bought it off of, she had actually bought it for her kids, brand new.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know. I feel like, with all the technology stuff that we have nowadays, maybe going retro this year might not be a horrible idea after all, just to see what it was like.
Exactly.
Might as well give her a whirl.
That battery's definitely leaking. Smell it.
Some of that.
Are you gonna contain it somewhere, or are you just gonna let it go on the floor?
Just on the floor. It's gonna go with all my other 1-year projects. If I get
the ornament.
Yeah, with the leaky ornament of Marcy's. If I do get my mini sled done, maybe I'll build that into it or something.
Well, you got the base done, didn't you?
I do have the base done. I do want to build my own deck, so I'm just trying to get my wood shop back up and running so I can get that done.
For the people that don't know what that is, can you explain it a bit?
So it's like your normal ice fishing sled, but you're putting skis on it. I know some guys put snowboards. I've even seen some people just bolt skis to table hinges and bolt them to their sleds. But I kind of want something a little bit old school. So I've done an old set of skis, which I'm refinishing right now. And then I've built a lightweight galvanized steel frame. And then I'm going to mill my own wood and just build my own sled out of it. And the idea is that you can, pack a lot of weight, but it's more point loaded to those skis and design that it's going to pull a lot easier.
Yeah.
I had my pullover for 3 years. With the right runners on them, they're great. As you guys know, you get them wet, they start packing with ice. They're a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm more of a drive on if I could, but for some of the stuff we want to be able to target, you want to pack a lot of weight because you're going to go for a couple of days, and having something that can accommodate that is important. And I find the sleds are really bulky.
Yeah, the drag resistance is crazy on a sled.
Huge.
But once you get them on those skis or snowboards, you can stay on top and they're just not plowing through everything pretty much.
100%.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Absolutely.
With that being said, it's going to be bulky, but it'll be interesting to see how it works out. Maybe I'll sell it to you, Mitch. I know how much you like picking up my used stuff.
I have, when I was sponsored by a snowbike company, I have a ton of these little skis that are like mini snowboards, like a snow skate.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
I'm going to be using those on mine just for the same reason, because even like mine's a little narrower skid. It's long, but that sled would always go into my quad ruts.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got there, and it just piled up. So I'm just going to build legs, detachable pin legs on there so I can just, when I slide it in the back seats, my sled goes perfectly into the back seat.
Yeah.
And I'll just take off those legs. They'll just be on pins.
Yeah.
Then I'll just fold them up and I can throw them in the box or in the back seat too. So it's all contained, locked, and everything.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I know, Ryan, like actually some of the stuff that I saw with your sled last year, the way you have it laid out is really nice, where it's kind of self-contained a little bit too.
Yeah, the one with the top there. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, it doesn't have any skis. That is like, it's difficult to pull in snow. And I was actually going to put some skis on that thing because just the plywood and the 2x4, it adds a nice bit of weight. And if there's a lot of snow, it's not overly fun to pull, but it's nice and organized anyway.
I had Adam pick up. I found a used. It's called a Frabel Recon shuttle. And it's actually pretty cool too. It's already enclosed. You can put a 5-gallon bucket in it and stuff. I found it on Kijiji for $100, so I had Adam pick it up for me.
I've been looking for one of those for years. I've found a couple, and I'm always at work, and the guys won't hold them. And by the time I'm off, they're sold. Yeah, I've been looking for one for quite a while. They are cool. Yeah, with the plastic top and everything. Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, I think Adam's using it until I go pick it up.
Yeah.
So,
I have 4 sleds already. I don't know if I need another one, but
4?
I see one. Yeah, I've got issues, but
Yeah, but
they all have their purpose.
Yeah.
So, that's good.
I think it's one of those things where it all varies on your trips, right? I mean,
it does, absolutely.
Stuff. Broden's saying that he's got a buddy that's selling one. If you're interested.
I am interested.
So
yeah, I'll check them out later when we're done.
Yeah.
I was gonna give my plain Jane one. I was just gonna give to, I don't know, some kid who needs it or whatever. I don't really use it anymore. And then I have the wooden one that I made, and the big one that you told me on a quad, and kind of a medium sized ones. And I use every one of them every year. Like, it's kind of silly, but I do. Yeah,
especially early ice stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I'm still a huge supporter of just driving on, but
I am too when I can, but that's the best. But that doesn't happen yet for a while.
Well, I might try to quad on maybe this weekend at a certain location, but we'll see.
Yeah, quad probably for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
like where I was today, there was 8 inches on the one end, but then on the far end there was 3, and at one spot it was only 2.5. So it's crazy variation. There's an aerator there, so that littler ice was down by the aerator, obviously, right? And but up the far end, there was 8 inches. Like you could drive a small pickup on there, a car if you wanted. I
Really?
wouldn't. But I know people who brought like S10s on 8 inches of ice. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like small trucks, right? Not big ones, but
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do it, but I think you could definitely do it. Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know that aerated lake. Even when I fished it, I didn't drive on.
No.
No.
Oh, I drive on in the winter, just not yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd drive up to that open water sometime. If that snow fence wasn't there, you could almost fish right out of the truck.
Yeah.
in the open water, it's there's 3 feet of ice and just right kind of cuts off, and then it's 3 feet.
Yeah, I love that little lake. It's fun. It's where I caught my first brown through the ice.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, and there's some good ones there. Yeah, absolutely, decent ones. Yeah, there is.
Okay.
For fun.
So we're gonna do a giveaway. Some of your gear, some brown angling. We're gonna have to, for people to win, they're gonna have to share this video right now, and then we'll see. And you're gonna have a question, but we won't bring up the question yet. We'll bring it up in probably like 8 minutes.
Okay.
Give or take. So in order to win, they're gonna have to share the post, share the live feed. Then we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good.
So, I don't know if you have your question yet.
Yeah, I got a couple for sure.
You have 8 minutes.
8 minutes to think about it. Okay, perfect. I'll get one.
Yeah, it's 42. So at 50, we'll let her go.
All right, that's good. Yeah, man.
Apparently Dino's watching, but he's not saying anything. I got your message, Dino.
He's probably in jail again. Facebook jail, is he? He
No,
usually is.
He was pointing out that the gentleman in High River was actually not fishing.
He was just crossing the lake.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's not good. Yeah. Not good for sure. So what are you going after this year, Mitch? What's your big go through the ice?
I don't know. That's a big question.
It's so hard to answer, right?
I'll be going for bass. I'll be going for perch. If I have the time, I'll be heading out east for walleye.
Yeah.
And then I might talk to a friend to be headed to northern Saskatchewan for Lakers too. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'd be good for sure.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many options. Like, you just got to do them.
Yeah, there's never enough time.
You only live once. You just got to kind of say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Goodbye.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just see the commitment you guys put into driving to that lake west, and I just don't know if I have the patience to drive that far west for
one day.
What?
Last time we did it one day, I think we left at 5. I think I was home by 11, and that's the Red Deer. We were hopping on her, but
yeah, and that's a tough road to go to, isn't it?
oh, she's not bad.
No, it's good. You want to go out there. You want to go overnight. Like I sleep out there. I think last year I slept out there 12 nights, 4 different occasions.
Wow.
You sleep right on the edge. It's the most beautiful place on earth. It's just amazing. Like it's so nice, and I'm not joking when I say that. Like we catch 100 Lakers and bull trout a night. Like some nights, that is the truth. Like between 2 people, you'll catch 100, and yeah, 99% of them are 20 and 22 inches, but you do get the 26 to 28 to 30. Like there's monsters in there, right?
Yeah.
But
that's
it's just
Lake.
After dark, it's nonstop. Yeah. What's that?
Were you talking about an East Lake?
I'm talking west. I thought he said west, but yeah.
West.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I've never gone to that lake for ice fishing. We've done good. We usually fish it spring in the boat,
Yeah.
and we've caught some 15s. But
No, I was talking about the lake that goes with salt.
pardon?
I was talking about the lake that goes with salt.
Oh,
Do you get my drift? Peppers.
hmm. Yeah, that's an early ice lake. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much done now.
It's cooked.
It is. It ends quickly. It's so many people go there. It's just insanity. I was talking about somewhere else. I was talking about the Laker Lake, but yeah, Peppers is a lot of people know there.
Yeah. It's funny how top secret things have to become now. Like, you hear about friendships ending over people sharing spots, and
Oh yeah.
I think Dino is probably one of the few guys that's more than happy to share all of his spots with anybody.
Yeah.
Thanks to him, they're all now ruined for us. So I'll just call them out publicly. But it's getting tough, man. Like, you can't even trust people anymore, and it's so unfortunate, right?
You can't. You can't post a picture online. You got to blur out the background because people are looking and stealing the spot, and I'm just as guilty. So it's like, it is what it is. The internet isn't all good.
Yeah.
It'll ruin a lot of good lakes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The last 5 years, like a lot of the places I used to go to, where I would go all winter and maybe see 2 or 3 people on 2 or 3 occasions. Like now, it's every trip. There's 10, 20 people there. And it's all social media. I know that. That's just
And
it's
COVID.
a tough go. And in Alberta, there's not a lot of good lakes around. So when a good one does get out, like that uncut angling video, that lake is just pounded. It's destroyed. It's done now. I fished that lake once 3 years ago. It was awesome. I don't even think I posted a picture online. And that's done now. It's done. It's the word is out, right?
Yeah.
And that's my one video, and it's just toast. So,
But
yeah.
everybody knew there's a lot of lakes that if you just spend the time, you know exactly what a lake it is. It's
Oh yeah, absolutely.
pretty
Yeah.
easy these days. Like,
Yeah, with everything
can't
you can
hide too much anymore.
No, you can't.
Alberta sucks for that because we just don't have the lakes for the population.
Exactly.
And there should be a lot more catch and release lakes so we can build up quality fisheries.
There should be. Absolutely.
And that's just not what we have. It's just catch and kill because people want to catch and kill. They think it's Saskatchewan. They think it's Manitoba. No, it isn't. You can't you can't compare anything to Alberta because our population's ridiculous compared to everybody else's population to lake ratio. And
Absolutely.
we can't keep it going. And I don't know if there's lakes like you can do trout ponds, sure, do trout ponds, those shallow little mud ponds. Let people keep those little dirty trout, but
yeah.
I mean, I guess the big thing for me is it's already proven by a few of these lakes that shut down, like the one that shut down today. Look at how well those bodies of water are producing good quality fish because it's being controlled by season. I've always asked people, same with the bow, and I mean, I'm not necessarily in agreement with it, but if we know and understand that there's a problem with the fishery, why are we not limiting the season? I know that affects a lot of people's business and it's pretty hard to police, but when you think about it, if it's already proven that closing it for an extended amount of time is helping to ensure that we have a quality fishery, why not do it? Again, picking on the bow isn't so much because I think we should shut it down for 6 months, but I can't even count the amount of times I've driven past and you see guys fishing it and it's -10, -12 out. That the fish mortality rate is through the roof. There is no way that fish is being given the opportunity to survive the way it's being handled. I know people will dispute that for sure, but it's proven.
Well, it's the same as the red deer too. Like, I think they should close it down for the brown spawn. Like, before you had browns in town, when I was a kid, my dad would go down with a couple buddies, like Doug that owned the fly shop, and Ben, and all those guys. They could catch browns in town like every night. And now, if you catch a brown in town, it's like, oh, that's crazy. But it's just, it's not closed for spawning. So everyone can just pound them on their reds. And there's same as the bow, like numbers are going down, but there's no seasonal closure. I think if you want a place to succeed, you have to have those seasonal closures, especially with the numbers dropping so drastically in those areas.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a matter of someone experiencing it as well, right, Mitch? I mean, the red deer, I mean, yes, I understand there's fish in it, but I don't think I would have ever really realized the potential of it if it wasn't for the, the trip that you and I had done out there. I wouldn't have thought in a million years that that's something that needs to be protected, but I think it shows that with the strain that we have on the system right now, it's only going to get worse.
It is.
When you're sitting between like 3 big cities and there's only so much places you can go, they're going to get pounded hard. And there's a lot of people that just don't care about regulations. They don't care. Yep. You report them to the best of your abilities, but not everyone's going to report somebody. Not everybody's going to follow the rules, right? And it's getting kind of out of hand, I think.
Yeah. Well, even with this early ice thing, right? Like, there's going to be a lot of people out there in areas, bodies of water that are closed that just don't, I wouldn't say don't care, but maybe aren't educated enough. And guess who pays the price in the end? It's not them, it's us, right?
It's everybody.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Ryan, what are we doing for the giveaway? What's your question of the day?
Okay, my question of the day is, last year I caught a lake trout that I was trying to catch for 7 years. How big was it? Lots of people know the answer. It's on my personal pages. It's on my Browns page. How big was the lake trout I caught last year that took me 7 years to catch?
Oh, a lot.
I got a question, Ryan. How many words was your story last year about it?
The fish of 1,000 hours, I think. Yeah, that's what they should do. Yeah.
1,000 hours and 8,000 words. If you're
something like that.
You got guesses coming in already. I can see that you've got a few shares as well. So.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the comments, but I've seen a couple pop up here from Kit.
That was a really cool experience. I'm happy you shared that.
That fish took a long time, and guiding so many people out there, like not paid guide, but like just bringing people out there, and they were getting the fish every time. Like, I was just about ready to quit. I was like, I'm done. I brought my friend out there and he got one, and I was like, I was just heartbroken. I'm happy he got it, but I'm like, I'm done. And finally, it's like the curse was broken after 6 years.
Here's the question. Is it in inches or pounds?
Inches. Yes, inches. How long was it? Inches. You bet.
Oh. Well, we might have to drag this one out a bit. All we got is pounds so far.
Never run an online contest before. I say you should throw Xander out because I know that's not his real name.
It's way too big.
But just start pounding off the inches.
Prom style.
Well, while they guess, if you had any hook to use, what are you going to use for any species?
For any species, it's hard to beat a tube jig in different sizes for anything, pretty much. I think.
You only have one size.
Oh, one size is tricky, but yeah, that's. In open water, probably a tube jig, yeah. Because I mean, I just started using tube jigs in rivers, and they work great. I
Yeah.
cut off the stinger hook so you don't snag a bunch. I love them in the winter, but you're not going to catch a small trout on that either. But yeah, the one size is difficult, but I do like the tube jigs for sure.
So what size are you gonna go to? 3-inch? 5
If it
inch?
was only one size, I'd probably go to 3-inch, maybe. Yeah, if it was just one size.
Todd?
You know what I'm gonna do, man? And as much as I'd love to do a tube, if I had one and only one, and I'd use it for every season, every year, is a 2.5-inch Williams wobbler.
Mm.
That's good too. Yeah, that's a good one too.
I've caught trout on it. I've caught perch on it. I've caught my PB Best pike on it. I've caught my PB Best bull trout on it. It's just it's my go-to, man. I would use that for any situation, hands down.
Yeah, they are good for sure.
Oh
I
yeah.
like the whitefish one. I think it's called half gold and half silver dimpled. That one's killer for me.
That's a Laker killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is absolutely.
What about you, Mitch? What are you going to use? Dynamite?
I don't have to answer the question. It was just so I knew your tricks.
No, you got to answer too.
Do I? No, I don't know. There's so many different things. Hey, multicolored jig. You do glow with an orange and a green with a white pearl body. You can catch anything all day. 3-inch. Anything will eat that. Big rainbows, Lakers, walleye all day, pike. So versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are good for sure.
Todd, do you know the size that Ryan had?
I want to say originally I thought it was 32.
Oh.
You're close.
But I don't fully remember. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to put me on the spot, but I am be honest with you, Brian. Or Brian. I'm going to call you Brian. Brian Brown. I didn't read the full story. I was just looking for the size. So I want to say it was 32, but
you're close. It's a little bit bigger. So there's a hint.
I see a lot on here. I see 39s, 40s, 26, 34.
Close.
32, 28, 33.
Very close.
What's funny about the way you guys have done this is everyone is creeping Ryan right now, not watching.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. You're very close.
And I know what Colton's probably looking at, and it's not fish pitchers. We know how that guy creeps. So
yeah. That could be
32.5.
Oh,
30.
so close.
Like, are we talking millimeters close?
You're talking an inch or a half an inch close.
All right. We're running out of time. We're going to have to go with someone who's the closest. You got 1 minute.
31
right.
was the latest one.
Do you want me to give her out what it was?
I've got it all here. If you guys want to shut her down, I can tell you who's closest.
All right, call it.
Kit's comment was the last comment. No more comments. What do you got, Ryan?
It was 33.5.
Oh, Broden actually hit the cutoff. He's at 33.5.
There you go. You're the man, Broden.
All right. We got it's late burrito. We got the jig.
The bucktail, yep.
The bucktail. The rainbow crank. The golden spoon of awesomeness.
Yep.
And we'll do the nice red sucker kind of pattern.
That thing is awesome.
And the rainbow. smasher of browns, rainbows, everything that loves eating them. We'll throw that in a package and get it out to you. Just send me an email on the website, and I will send it to you.
Good job, Broden. Congrats, bud. I probably even have your address. I'm the creep now.
That's kind of weird.
Hey, I'm doing a show in my boxers. So what do you want from me?
I didn't expect less, I guess.
I'll be fishing in Cold Lake as well.
Just in your boxers in Cold Lake.
You can walk around like that all day long.
No problem. Done deal. That's what I'll do for 4 days of Cold Lake. I'll walk around my boxers, come by and say hi.
If it's like last year, I think you'll freeze halfway between shacks.
No big deal.
Well, boys.
Good.
Thanks for having us on, Mitch. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
thanks for being on. Thanks, Ryan and Brown's Angling, for supporting the show, and we'll have some more giveaways on the next episode.
Absolutely, for sure.
And hey, last day of most areas general hunting season, so we'll probably be talking hunting next week.
Yeah.
My boy wanted to say hi. Say hi, Dawes.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Mitch. It was great, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
See y'all later.
All right, have a good night.
Cheers.
There's. Go Chops.